Today we're gonna answer that household question, is baking a pie as easy as it sounds? And today we're doing a chocolate cream pie with some homemade whipped cream. Fair warning, if you're following this video with instructions, this might go south. So the first thing we have to do is make the most important part of the pie, which is the crust. Now this is gonna take 1.5 cups of graham crackers. I have 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and I have 1 tablespoon of sugar for some little more sweetness. I am making homemade whipped cream, so it should be pretty sweet. First things first, we'll stick the butter in the microwave, get that nice and melted. I also have the oven preheating to 350. Next thing is we have to crack all of these graham crackers. So this is time to get your anger out, boys. Just kind of smack, go to work, go to town. Oh my God. Guys, my butter just, it's everywhere. There's butter everywhere. That's the first thing that went south so far, perfect. Now I need 1.5 cups of this, so I'm just gonna make sure my measurements were right. I kind of just eyeballed it, but let's see what this gets to. That is literally exactly 1.5 cups. I am him, I am that guy. Now I have a machine here called the Bimby, and this is a machine from Portugal that we use. It's from Voorwerk, no idea what brand, if that's like an international. I mean, I know it's international because it's from Portugal, because I'm Portuguese, but this is gonna be my blender for the day. But first things first, we're gonna add all of our graham cracker. And again, the goal of this is to make it look like wet sand. That is the goal. So we're gonna add our sugar right on top. It's not too much sugar, it's just enough. Then we're gonna add our melted butter right over top. But this has to get like to a wet sand consistency. And again, it's not completely squished. The butter isn't completely melted, but that's okay. I've never made a pie in my life, but I wanna get good at baking some desserts, because why not? We have 2 Valentine's Day specials coming up. So if you guys wanna make some beautiful desserts for your lovely, lovely lady or guy, you know, I don't judge, make sure to drop a like and subscribe because a lot more is coming. So the first thing I'm gonna do for the crust is I have a little measuring cup right here, and I'm just gonna make sure to crush this all the way because I don't want any big chunks in my crust. Now that we have that done, we're gonna actually put this into our bowl and start forming our nice little crust. So I put about half of it down, and I wanna kind of get it in the bowl and start flattening it out, get it close to all the edges. Now I'm gonna spin it in a little circle, put some on the edges right here, just so if it flattens out, I can kind of build up on the sides of it. Now I'm using my hands to kind of form the side of the crust. Guys, again, I've never made a pie, so no idea what's going on here. All right, so we have our beautiful pie crust, and now we're gonna bake this for 8 to 10 minutes in our oven that's preheated to 350, and we're gonna work on the good stuff for the pie. So now we're moving over to the stovetop, where we're gonna make our beautiful chocolate filling. So first things first, I have this heating up to a medium heat, and the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mix in the sugar, cornstarch, and salt, and we're gonna gradually throw in some milk. So if you guys wanna follow the recipe for the chocolate filling, I'm using 3 cups of milk, 1 cup of sugar, 6 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt, 4 large egg yolks, 6 ounces of chocolate, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. All right, so first things first, we're gonna throw in our sugar. Boom, all this goes in there. Throw in our cornstarch as well. Throw that in there right now, boom. I have my whisk, and we're gonna whisk in some milk very, very slowly. Put a little bit in there and just start whisking a little bit. Get all this working. So I've poured in almost all of my milk except for half a cup, which we're gonna use when we temper the egg yolks. Now we wanna make sure we stir this basically very, very constantly until it thickens and until we start seeing a lot of bubbles. I have my hot milk, I have my egg yolks. We're gonna throw all of my beautiful, beautiful egg yolks into this bowl right here, just like that. We're gonna throw in my hot milk as well, just like that. And we're gonna whisk them till they beat. Now my pie crust is done baking. You can kind of see it looks pretty good. I have to let it cool off completely before I put anything on it. So my arm is absolutely burning up right now. I've been mixing for hours. So everything is burning. My arm is on fire. Now I'm gonna mix in my tempered egg yolk very slowly into the mix. You keep whisking very, very quickly. Now when the recipe says temper, don't exactly know what that means, but that's okay. We're not stressed at all. We're not stressed at all. I'll be honest, it's not looking too thick. I added a little bit more cornstarch, try to thicken it up. All right, so now we're gonna move this from the heat, move it over here to the cool side. We're gonna add our beautiful stick of butter. It's not a stick, it's 2 tablespoons. We're gonna add our chocolate. It does have cornstarch on it, but that's okay. We probably need more cornstarch, to be honest. And we're gonna add our beautiful teaspoon of vanilla extract. And now we're gonna whisk, whisk, whisk until it becomes, oh, that is, oh Guys, I don't know if I should have waited for the pie crust to be fully cooled because obviously I don't really know, I'll be honest. So maybe this will like congeal and mess up the whole recipe. We're basically just whisking until we can't whisk no more. Now this isn't a super complex recipe, but man, I am sweating. It's dripping down my head. I am working my booty off right now, I swear to you. This is looking really, really good as you see on the GoPro. As you see on the camera right here, I'll try to show you guys without spilling it everywhere. This is looking phenomenal, phenomenal. Now my pie crust needs minimum another 15 minutes to cool off, so let's make that whipped cream. Now this is why I have this beautiful machine right here, my Bean Bee, because I'm gonna use the Bean Bee to make this whipped cream. Now one thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some chocolate out on my board like you see on the GoPro, and I'm just gonna chop it into very fine bits. Now that my chocolate is cut up perfectly, I'm gonna put it back in this little bowl. Now I have my Bean Bee bowl, and all we're gonna put in this thing is a couple different things. First things first is our heavy whipping cream. We have 1 cup of heavy whipping cream on this, so let's pour that in right there, beautiful. Then we have our powdered sugar, just a sprinkle of those chocolate shavings, just a sprinkle because I wanna use this to garnish as well. And then we have a beautiful teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's it, that's it. You never want to use too much vanilla extract because man, that thing is strong, let me tell you. Now we got the lid on and we're gonna mix this until we see very thick peaks form. Now this is actually turning out much better than I thought it would, to be totally honest with you. So this whipped cream is actually looking really, really nice. It's looking really, really good. And then I'm gonna put it in the fridge so when we are ready to plate our beautiful pie, we'll have this beautiful homemade whipped cream to add to it. I just need a quick taste, boys. A quick taste of my beautiful homemade whipped cream. Guys, I mean, it's so easy to make. It's so easy. One thing about cooking and baking is you never realize how easy something is to make when you just buy it in the store all the time. Like you could buy whipped cream so easily, you can make it in 2 seconds. And you know exactly what you put in it. Obviously it's whipped cream, it's not healthy for you. Now we have our beautifully cooled pie crust. And we have a press and seal or whatever you have to cover the top of it. You have to have a layer of plastic wrap on top of it so you don't get a weird top layer. Me personally, I don't have plastic wrap, so I'm just using this multi-purpose sealing wrap. Let's do it. We're essentially just gonna pour right on over and fill it up. The top layer is looking really good. As you guys see on the beautiful GoPro, this is looking so delicioso. Espanol. Absolutely delicious. Now what I'm gonna do real quick is put a little bit of the chocolate shavings right on top, just a little. I'm not gonna put too much. I'll put a little extra when I'm done. So you have to make sure that the whole top of the pie is actually touching something. Now, as you see, the top of the pie is touching this, so it won't get a weird layer of disgusting crust. And now we're gonna put this in the refrigerator for about 4 hours, and after that, we're gonna put our beautiful whipped cream on top and make this look absolutely delicious. So we waited about 5 hours, and it's time to see that beautiful finished pie. Now, I don't know how perfect this is gonna be, but I really hope it sticks together. That would be so fire. Okay, I mean, it's looking pretty solid. I don't know how I'm gonna get it out of this on a plate. I don't know yet. I baked a pie. I did it. Now we have a beautiful homemade whipped cream. Let's give this a try and see what it tastes like. There, get a little bit of that homemade whipped cream in there. I've never gone 2 for 2 on cooking, but this video and last video, man, I hit it out of the park. And make sure to stay tuned for some Valentine's Day videos coming very soon. See you then.